Hey friends, it's DeFeed channel again, and I want to ask you a little question. Are you ready for another SIDUS Heroes guide? Yep, we're continuing our glide through the metaverse as there are quite a lot of hidden topics to review. So today we're facing some basics as I am going to guide you through weapons and tactics. So activate spray and pray mode and let's get it on. But before we jump into the topic, just to remind you to rate us, rate this video, activate the bell button and subscribe to the channel so not miss our upcoming videos. So if you completed all these steps, we can continue the journey right away. Okay, as you know, SIDUS Heroes is an arena battler, well, at least so far. So there should be enough weapons to compete with other opponents. And I think we all just love different sci-fi deadly tools and weapons like lasers and lightsabers. So SIDUS Heroes is no exception despite having no Jedi swords. And I think they went in the other direction, and instead, if you want to make the enemy hurt, just shoot them in the face. SIDUS Heroes provides an arsenal of impact combinations to annihilate your opponents. Plus, it's incredibly fun. So far, there are 3 weapons available in the game, each with its own unique and special features. They're also divided into 3 types, so it's kinetic, hydro, and electric. And as far as I know, the developers plan to add a thermal weapon shortly, so I'll watch this event closely. In the end, there will be a special weapon for every type of impact, so electric, hydro, thermal, and kinetic. Depending on your race, you'll produce a different effect and as a result, cause different sort of damage. So shall we talk about the art of war in more detail? Let's get it on. So, a wave modulator is a compact, handy, and a practical weapon that for many years has been a symbol of freedom and independence for adventurers, colonists, and professional fighters. The wave modulator is far from being an ordinary water pistol, although there is a visual similarity to that. A wave modulator is a well-balanced gun with impressive damage and affordable energy cost, of course. So this is an hydro weapon, and 3 energy points are required to shoot a wave modulator. Its damage ranges from 115 to 140 with a 2% chance of a critical hit. In addition to the base damage, attacking with this weapon puts the target into the wet status, or it can trigger 1 or 2 effects. The first one is a short circuit effect if the target is in the charged status. It deals 40% damage and deducts 1 energy point from the adjacent target. The second one is the steam effect. So if the target is in the burning state, it deals 30% damage and deducts 1 energy point from the target. Just perfect partner in crime for wave modulator is Voltrone. So as you might know, the feature of this race is electric impact. So the biggest additional damage is caused by short circuit effect, just 40%. Remember to deal first a basic attack, then shoot the modulator. This way you will deal the maximum damage. Olga is a good carrier of the wave modulator, especially in 1 versus 1 battles, because the combination of basic attack and a shot will trigger the steam effect. The bonus damage is slightly less than used on a Voltrone, but deducting 1 energy point from your enemy is always nice. But if you're a happy owner of Raptorian and you come across wave modulator in a test rack, well, that's not so good. The Raptorian's basic attack followed by a shot from the wave modulator to cause a hydro impact, well, this will not work. To trigger some effects with the wave modulator, you will have to play against different races and wait until their status will be auto-applied. Otherwise, you just have to hope you open a Taser rack with the Taser inside. Well, we'll talk about this next. Okay, let's talk about Taser. A Taser is a scaled-down version of a ship's energy weapon that has been in active use for hundreds of years, making this gun still one of the most powerful personal weapons you can find in SIDUS Galaxy. A Taser is perfect for the unique situation when a conventional stun gun is no longer enough. Okay, so first of all, it's an electric weapon. In terms of damage, a Taser is the most powerful weapon. So its damage ranges from 220 to 219 with a 2% chance of a critical hit. And yeah, that hurts. But its energy consumption is also high. It's 5 energy points. The Taser's attack is electric and puts the target into a charge status, which leads to 2 scenarios. The first one is Hydra impact that triggers the short circuit effect. You have already heard about that. So the second scenario is much more interesting. It is a thermal impact that triggers an explosion causing AoE damage. It deals basic damage to the nearest target plus 50% extra damage from the explosion. The damage dealt to other targets in the blast radius diminishes the farther away they are from the epicenter, following a sliding scale. The ideal Taser carrier is the Raptorian, as his basic attack is Hydra. So since triggering the short circuit effect deals 40% extra damage, the best way to do this is with the basic Taser attack. It is a monstrous blow, believe me. In the hands of Olgias, Tasers become a weapon of mass destruction. This is a particularly effective combination during 3 versus 3 fights. And I think the least effective wielder of a Taser is Voltrone, because both inflict an electric impact. But the damage is still awesome though. The last weapon is a railgun, and using one isn't that so easy. So I'd say Railgun Pistol is an accurate, reliable, and powerful weapon of unprecedented proportions that has not lost its relevance over the years, nor its reputation as a weapon of self-defense. It is a faithful companion to colonists and mercenaries. The Railgun Pistol is a weapon for real sadists who enjoy seeing their victims slowly bleeding to death. This weapon causes a kinetic impact. The energy consumption of this is 2 points, and it has the lowest damage of all the weapons, from 39 to 49. But it has a plus side: huge extra damage and the highest critical hit chance among others. It's 5%. So when interacting with the impact of a kinetic weapon, the status is updated to bleeding, which enables the weapon to deal a total of 300% damage for 3 turns. A Railgun Pistol has no additional effects that can be activated but race-based abilities, so it's just a bleeding damage machine. Actually, it doesn't matter who uses a Railgun Pistol, so it is a savage tool in any hands. And I think it fully demonstrates its destructive power in 3 versus 3 fights. If you want to act wise, use a railgun on all your targets as soon as possible. Even if your hero dies, you will be able to inflict damage. So I think this is a true legend here. Okay, it seems like we've touched upon some pro tactics, so let's reveal some of them right away. So how about some tactical tricks that will bring down your all enemies? Basic advice: try to equip your heroes with the right weapons. Raptorians with tasers, Voltrones with wave modulators, and Olgias with any weapon. Combine races in one team, so at least 2 kinds. And always activate an effect with a weapon, not a basic attack. This way you'll guarantee more damage. Let's continue with a railgun. As I said before, it's effective with any hero. If you take part in a 3 versus 3 battle, try to provide at least 1 Raptorian per team. As a railgun shot consists 2 energy points and deals significant damage over 3 turns, I advise you using it ASAP. This will cause an enemy to activate bluff and cut HP losses. Ideally, you'll need to have a freshman gadget that allows your hero to fire a railgun instantly. Although freshman gives the railgun nothing more than an instant shot, it greatly enhances the hero's basic attack, allowing more skill points to be spent on other stats. If you haven't seen our guide about gadgets, you should do it right away. And I will continue now. The introduction of gadgets has created additional tactical flexibility, of course. So for example, catalysts allow you to significantly increase the attack power of your weapons. A railgun can receive up to 5 more damage. And believe me, that's a lot, especially when covering into 3-round bleeding. Electric Catalyst is able to increase Taser's attack by 20 points. If you're lucky enough to get critical damage on top of the short circuit effect, you will receive at least 40 extra damage. A wave modulator has become especially useful with the introduction of a Hydra Catalyst, which grants up to 20 additional damage from Hydra attacks. When using this weapon by Olgia, it's possible to achieve impressive AoE damage due to the combination with racial ability. And if you're playing in 1 versus 1 mode, a taser or wave modulator will be the best choice. But be careful not to spend all your energy points in one turn. Your enemy could use bluffing to heal all your damage. And do you need that? I think it's better to use a basic attack in a weapon combo one time per turn. Your ace base ability will inflict status and your weapon will trigger effect, dealing the increased damage. This will help save energy points and keep the advantage in a battle. You might think, well, great advice, but what if I don't have a weapon? And I think you're doomed in this way. Just kidding, this situation is difficult, but not that crucial. First of all, in 1 versus 1 games, try to act first. For this, feel free to spend a few skill points on agility. In 2 versus 2 and 3 versus 3 games, be sure to combine races so that you can activate effects and basic attacks. Try to distribute skill points evenly across vitality, attack, and agility. And also feel free to open gold tesseracts as soon as you get them. The faster you get weapons, the sooner your life get easier. It's better to choose Raptorian as your first pick champ, especially after the latest patch. And of course, always rely on critical hits. May the RNG be with you. Want to learn more tactics? Watch our guide about impacts, statuses, and effects. Okay, now you know much more about SIDUS Heroes weapons and tactics. I sincerely hope that the information that I've given to you will help you to successfully conquer the battle arena of SIDUS Heroes. And of course, you can always experiment and find new strategies and tactics to achieve the best result for yourself. There are many more useful guides ahead, believe me. So, of course, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell icon to not miss our upcoming videos for SIDUS Heroes guides. See ya in the next episodes then.